Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Scott Flippin Customized, and today we are doing another oil undercoating video. It's been a while since we've done one. We've got my buddy Josh here helping us out today. He's been a very good asset to us. He's been helping us out a ton with the oil undercoatings as a part-time gig for him. And I know it's a white t-shirt. It's never white when he's done. But anyway, we have a 2016 Ford F-150 behind us, and I kind of want to take you through, I guess, the process, the product, and some of the attachments and stuff that we use to do the different things, and some of the things that we do that other shops may not be doing. We start with, as you can see right here, all the doors are opened up, the hood's open up, the door drains are taken out, any body plugs we can get into in the rockers from the outside. The taillights themselves come out of the truck. A lot of shops are not doing that, and here's the important why you want to do it. And yes, I know this is an aluminum body. So basically, tons of dirt collects in there. Your fender wells rot, your fender wells rust. And yes, even the aluminum stuff with the similar metals, they're going to corrode as well. The frame, so this truck's never been coated, and you're gonna see it when we put it up. It's getting crusty. It's 10 years old up in Maine. So, but anyway, what we're doing, he just dropped the spare as well. He's gonna go through with compressed air. We have a couple different compressed air attachments. He's blowing everything down. He's getting all that dust and debris out of those voids, out of the places that get in, they collect dirt, they collect moisture, or anything else. Once that's done, he's going to go ahead and coat everything on the ground level. What I mean by that is in where the taillights are, in the doors, under the hood, in the engine bay, anywhere that he can get to before we put it up on the lift. Then it goes up on the lift and the wheels and tire come off. So what I'm going to do, I'll give you a walk around. I'll show you the product that we use and the gun network that we use here at Flippin Customized, and then we'll get more into it. All right, so Josh is over here. Like I said, he just finished blowing it all down. We're gonna go into our different attachments, into the tailgate, into the taillight sections. He's pulled all the plugs in the doors, all the doors and the rockers, door drains, under the hood, in the hood itself. He's gonna get up into the hood, down sides of the hood, anywheres that we can get into. You got the frame section. Then we got the inside the fenders themselves. He's going to be able to get to the top of the strut towers. Mice. The frame, that's another problem right there. Mice, he pointed that out. And another thing about the product that we use, which I just realized I got to swap your barrel out. The product we use is New Hampshire oil undercoating. We use exclusively New Hampshire oil undercoating products here because not only are they a local company, they've been a great company to work with, and their product speaks for itself. We used to use a different company a while ago, years ago. We've been with New Hampshire Oil now for about 5 years and been very, very happy with their product. We use their Black Series with mouse out, the oil undercoating. There's other products they have. We're not getting into that in this video because this is the meat and potatoes. This is the majority of what we do. The Black Series oil undercoating. It does not dry. It stays wet, okay? It creeps like big time. And when you get something that's starting to get crusty and rusty, you want that. That's what you really want, to get in those rusty areas and those voids and everything else. So that's what we're going to do today. And you'll be able to see, if I could show you, I don't know if I have another vehicle here that's been coated already, is dust sticks to it. You'll see it come out around the bed, the body lines and stuff like that. Sometimes around the fender wells, you'll see it. And that's a good thing, to be honest with you, because, well, it's creeping, it's moving, it's getting to those places that you may not be able to get into with all the attachments. And we have a lot of attachments, and we'll be going through some of those as well today. All right, this is our Lemmer. I think it's the 460 high pressure pot spray gun. Josh is filling up with what's left in that barrel. I'm gonna swap him out a fresh barrel. Then we have the different attachments. We have the long straight wand here. I think it's like 4 feet long. You go in the taillights. You can go in the front fenders with it. You can go in the cross tubes on the frame with it. We have our short little micro 90 degree to get in those really tight areas. We have some flexible wands. Then we have what I call the workhorse, and he'll be using all these, so we'll be showing you this. This is kind of like the workhorse. This gets used a lot. All right, as you see here, he's using that long wand, and it sprays up or it sprays down depending on direction he's going to turn that thing. So he sticks it in the fender well, and he's spraying up into the fender well. He turns it around 90, and then he's spraying down over the top of the fender well. Same thing in the tailgate. He can get against the tailgate. He goes in both sides. That wand there is pretty handy. So you'll see he went in here and he went, like I said, sprayed up, and then it turns and he sprays down. He's not done in here now. He'll take the 90, or he'll take the workhorse, and he's going to go in here. He's going to go in here and all of these voids up in here. And if you do notice, like I did mention before, yes, we dropped the spare. We'll take that completely out of there when the truck goes up on the lift and we pull the wheels and tires, so you get full access to everything. That's the other attachment. So he's using the 90 right now. This thing puts out like a really nice fine mist. You can see it coats really well. And he's able to really get in these places in all the voids. If you haven't yet, this is a great time, as I almost walk into that, to hit that like and subscribe to the channel, Flippin Customized. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I like to do videos like that, and I got help this year with Josh. And Steve, sometimes he helps out as well, but he's busy with his food truck business right now. And so Josh has been a huge asset to us this spring. It's actually allowing me to do a video like this today and not be completely covered in oil, trying to film a video because we haven't done one in a while. Anyway, let's get back to it. And again, he's just working his way down the line. He's going in these door drains. He does a lot of that with that 90, that fine mister. He's going in the voids of the rockers. We'll be able to get to the rockers more in depth when the truck is on the lift, and you get from the other side of that. Works his way around into the fenders and the hood itself. Again, this is all just the groundwork before it goes up in the air. So sometimes we ask, like, how long does it take you to do like a truck start to finish like this, a full size? A full size truck is going to take a solid 3 hours. That's what it takes. There's other shops, there's other mobile guys. I'm not naming any names or calling anybody out. Everybody does things differently, and it's for each his own. But I know for a fact that some of them are in and out and in and out of your yard in less than an hour. Like 45 minutes, start to finish, they're done. Now, I've done a lot of these. We've done a lot of them here. It's 3 hours to do it proper. What we consider proper and to the level that we're doing it. Are we the cheapest around? No, we're absolutely not. But that's just the way we do business here. That's just something, and it's our style, and it's how we do it. There are other shops that do it. They might be able to do it a little faster. Maybe they have even better spraying equipment than us. They have 2 guys on it. A lot of those variables like that can really speed things up. But just the process that we do here, that's how long it takes to do a full-size truck. All right, now that he's done around this, like I said, he's gotten all inside these taillights, all the housings, inside the tailgate itself. He's popping the taillights and stuff back in, and put the plugs back in. Everything on this level gets put back together before he goes ahead and puts this thing on the lift and goes to the next step. All right, so as you can see, he's pulling the wheels and tires off. We actually just put brand new tires on this thing this morning in the shop itself. And as you can see, he is suited up now. He had, you noted his white t-shirt, but he's suited up now in his white coveralls to keep some of that ick off of him. And here's the spare tire. As you can see, people don't think of the spare tires. They don't clean them off. They get covered in dust, dirt, debris, and they rot as well. I've seen these things rot completely through and have no air in them. He's going to go ahead and blow that off. This is a steel wheel, so that will actually get oil undercoated and checking tire pressure on all the wheels. Once Josh finishes taking the wheels off this thing, I'm going to go ahead and show you. We'll do a walk around underneath the truck, kind of show you what it looks like before it's oil undercoated, the actual main frame. And while he's finishing up taking the tires off, I'll kind of show you like this view of it at least. So what he's going to do is he's going to be taking compressed air of various types. We have a straight through air. We have like a spiral air gun that blows, like it'll blow loose debris and crust off of the vehicle itself. So all this scaling, this will all come off. All this dirt will come off. Everything that we can get off is going to come off before it gets oiled. We do charge an hourly rate to do it, but we will offer a needle gunning service. So that would actually be taking a pneumatic tool and needle gunning all the main areas of the frame to get it down really, really down to that bare or the base rust, I would call it. But that's not typical. That's not your average job by no means. All right, we're underneath. As you can see, with a spare tire removed and dropped, which a lot of your other shop, I'm not calling anybody out, but it's just the fact that a lot of them are not doing this. You've got a lot of area up here that needs to be covered, blown down, dirt, debris, scaled, whatever you're going to do before you oil it, now's the time to do it and get that spare right out of the way. Now, with your wheels and tires off the truck completely, everything's open. Everything's very, very easy to get to, including the backing plates. You don't have to worry about getting overspray on their wheels or their tires. We're going to go ahead and offer, not on this one because they're brand new, but we will offer, obviously, no charge. We will rotate their tires for them, and she'll go ahead and check the tire pressure as well. What he's going to do as well, he's going to blow in the frame. There's like literally piles of dirt. You'll see some of it coming out through the holes as he works his way down and up. That takes a while on these Fords because it's a fully boxed frame up front. You got big voids like this. Look at this. Ready? Pure. Yep. That's just years and years of dirt and rust to collect in these pockets. I mean, just a poor design, and that's where these things will fail. as well as right here. They get thin, they'll start rotting right through. I think we saved this truck in time, so it's way overdue for an oil undercoating. It's never had one. It's getting one today. If it had skid plates, which it doesn't really have on this truck, we're gonna go ahead and pull those off just so we can get access to everything. This one's pretty wide open, including the aluminum body. So he's still gonna go into the rockers and the voids, even though this is aluminum, as well as the entire underneath. You're gonna see this thing when it's done. It is all gonna be coated. Obviously not the drive shafts, not the exhaust. Rubber hoses and bushings, we try to avoid those, boots and stuff like that. And any extras we get on there, we go ahead and wipe that off. All right, so I'm gonna let Josh get at this thing and start blowing it down, and you're gonna see some of the debris and stuff that blow out of this frame. It's incredible. So yeah, it's a messy job. Nothing about this is a clean, glorious job by any means. So he'll go at this for a good half an hour, just back and forth, blowing things down, scaling them off, just getting it good and ready for oil. All right, and like we were talking about earlier, you see the ground strap? There's a lot of ground straps on an aluminum body vehicle, naturally, because you've got to ground, everything has to be grounded well, and it helps prevent with the corrosion itself. As you can see, we got a little corrosion going on here on the aluminum. Now, this is 10 years old. Keep in mind, if this was a metal body that's never been coated, it would be ugly. So that's not bad. All right, so now that he's got everything blown down, descaled, knocked all the loose stuff off, he's going through with the various attachments. He'll go through with the 90, the hook 90, and go in all these voids. And that's one thing, it's a fully boxed frame, but there's a lot of holes, there's a lot of accessibility in this. Any of the long cross tubes, we can go in with our straight wand here. As you can see, he's really working that workhorse. That's that blue handle one I was talking about. You cover a lot of material, a lot of territory with this thing really fast. And like I said, he's suited up, he's in all his PPE. So yeah, as you can see, it's a messy job. And we actually use an outside lift. We have a lift out here on a pad because when you do it inside without even with proper ventilation, we do other things in the shop besides oil undercoating. I'll do one in there, we have to. But for the most part, we do them outside because it's messy. We do powder coating and welding, and you don't want all that oil in there. It just doesn't mix well. One more thing I wanted to mention on oil undercoating. A lot of people wait till the fall, and that's fine. But actually, when we start spraying late April, early May, when the weather up here in Maine finally breaks. So the springtime, and on my personal opinion, is the best time of the year to get these things coated, and here's why. You got the temperature and you got the warmth. That oil is going to move and creep all summer long. When you wait until November and the late months when it's really cold, it goes on a little thicker, but it doesn't creep and move as fast, as much as you would want it to. Two, here's the other thing. Throughout the summer months, you're going to get dust and debris sticking to that oil and building that film thickness up and really protecting the frame. So come fall and into winter, your vehicle is 100% ready to go. If you put it on late fall, right before the snow starts hitting the road, or even once the snow hits the road, whatever, it didn't get much of a chance to build a layer up, to get dust stick to it, for the oil to creep, and then it just starts getting hammered on by the salt and the snow and everything else. So, food for thought. That's just my opinion. Now he's going in with that long wand, like I said, spraying as he goes all the way in, and he goes ahead and continues to spray all the way out. Again, he's going to go in. It's spraying upward. He turns it 90. It sprays downward. He works them all that way. All right, as you can see, it's looking a lot different now. So he's just going through with the different attachments, depending where he's going. If he's going over the fender wells or he's going in voids, he's going to use a little 90. He's using the workhorse again right now. But remember what this thing looked like before, right? Quite a bit different now. He's still got a few areas up here along the tank and stuff, but he's working his way along this thing. As you can see, the sun is setting, which actually means it's cooler, and it's actually easier to see too, to be honest with you. Once he's done coating everything, then basically he's going to go through and wipe down everything, all the rubber surfaces. So anything that, like, obviously if you got any on the exhaust, we're going to wipe that down. You can't help but get some overspray on it, so you're going to get some smoking a little bit. We always tell the customer that. We cover the vehicle with a blanket. You're still going to get something settling on it, but not bad at all, considering it's outside. And then any types of boots or hoses or anything else that might be covered, that's going to go ahead and get wiped down as well. All right, one other thing we do here, Josh is wrapping up here. He's got this just about done. We do what we call a QC check. QC check, quality control. So a person who didn't do the spraying comes along with a flashlight and takes a look at different areas and stuff to see if anybody missed anything. Now, it doesn't matter who sprayed it, if Josh sprayed it or I sprayed it. It's still a QC check, so you're still going to check the other person. Steve and I did the same thing because another set of eyes is always better to pick up on little spots that you might have missed. And you want to be as thorough as you can. The oil's going to creep and move, but you want to be as thorough as you can. So in a nutshell, this truck is wrapped up. Like I said, he's going to wipe down the rubbers, the brake hoses, anything like I mentioned earlier, but it's got a nice coating. Everything is coated up really well. Inside, outside, the entire truck is complete. Inside the bumper, everywhere. So basically what he's gonna do, when I finish my check here, he's gonna lower it down. He's gonna put the wheels and tires back on it. He's gonna wipe everything down. We're gonna set it down, then we're gonna torque the wheels and start this thing up, let it run for about 10 minutes, burn some of that off from the overspray, and it's done. We know we mentioned coating the spare as well, the rusty old spare. And that one was actually completely flat. So it's probably never been down from the truck, and obviously the tire pressure was never checked. So it's a good thing to do. And now, like I said, Josh is going through and he's wiping down exhaust, rubber, gaskets, hoses, brake hoses, anything like that. Get this thing on the ground and call it done. So anyway, in a nutshell, I just wanted to bring you through a process. It's been a little bit since we posted an oil undercoating video, and we do get a lot of requests for them and how we do it and stuff. So if there's anything you guys want to see specific or you have questions about the oil undercoating process or whatever, go ahead and drop a comment. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate you all for watching. Scott, Flippin Customized.